Hey, so I'm gonna do something a little bit different today. I'm gonna play with Play-Doh. These are Play-Doh making style ponies, and they retail for about 10 bucks. I probably haven't touched Play-Doh since I was about 10 years old, so this is a major throwback. The fun thing about Play-Doh is that you can create anything, and this set falls right in line because you can make any character. The only problem I see with this set is that there's not that much Play-Doh included, and the colors are limited. That being said, I bought a 20-pack of colors so that I could make this video. This set comes with a mold and 4 pony bases, a unicorn, an alicorn, an earth pony, and a pegasus. You also get a hair maker, a knife, and a palette with lots of accessory molds. Like I mentioned before, the Play-Doh is limited. There are 3 medium cups and 6 smaller ones. The mold itself is really fun, but it is a little bit too chunky. It kind of makes the ponies that you create look more like fillies than adults. There are insets inside the mold so that you can fill in your pony's eye colors. And for my Pegasus, I'm gonna make Derpy. I could not actually find gray Play-Doh, so I made her body from a bunch of white, a pinch of blue, and a pinch of black. Basically, you just put your Play-Doh on each side of the mold, insert the base, and then squeeze the mess out of it. And after removing the extra bits, you just pop it open. And, that looks really bad. I don't think I'll ever use those eye inset bits again, and you definitely need to place the base as far away from the neck as possible. Okay, so try number 2 was a success! The next step is just to go around the pony and smooth out the seams. Okay, Derpy has a major indent on her bottom, and I'm gonna fill this in using one of the molds on the base of the stand. If you're recreating a core cast member, their cutie marks are located on the base of the stands. But I never play with anything as intended, so that's pretty much useless to me. And likewise, the wings on the stand just aren't the right color and they're not big enough, so I'm gonna make Derpy a custom pair. Okay, so I played around with this for a while. I found that the easiest way to make eyes is to make little tiny balls, flatten them out, and then just keep adding little tiny balls on top until you get all the colors that you need. They're definitely not perfect, but it gets the job done. Now, Derpy needs her staple accessories. I'm creating a mailbag by making a rectangle and a triangle and then sticking them on top of each other. Now, I'm just adding little white balls to her hip to create her bubble cutie mark. Now, Derpy needs some hair, really bad. This hair dispenser reminds me of like a hair gun or something. It's like loaded up, and then... Alrighty, now we have lots of blonde locks for everyone's favorite airhead. And last, but definitely not least, Derpy needs her little mail cap. It's basically just a smashed up ball in a little semicircle for the bill. I'm also going to put a little star on the front of her hat for decoration. And here is my completed Play-Doh Derpy. Next up, I'm going to create Derpy's partner in crime, Dr. Hooves. And instead of using one of the base mold cutie marks, I'm just going to stick some extra Play-Doh in that dent. Now, I'm just going to take some little balls and throw them on the table and smash them to create his eyes. And Dr. Hooves definitely needs his collar, so I'm going to flatten out some white and then cut it up. Then I'm using basically the same concept to create the tie. And let's definitely not forget the Time Lord's hourglass cutie mark. Now, let's make this guy some hair. And here is the completed Play-Doh Dr. Hooves. For my unicorn, I'm gonna make DJPON3 / vinyl scratch. So the unicorn horns really aren't big enough, so I'm gonna roll out a strip of white pretty thin, and then I'm just gonna wrap it around the horn. And once I reach the top, I'm gonna smush it together just a little bit to give it some shape. For DJ's goggles, I'm gonna roll out a thin strip of black, and then I'm gonna use the circle on the palette to create the lenses. And just like with the eyes, I'm gonna add a little glob of purple to the top and then flatten it out. And I'm gonna do basically the same thing with the lighter purple highlight. Now it's time to gogglify DJ. First I'm gonna put on the black strip, and then I'm gonna put on the lenses. For the cutie mark, I'm gonna roll out a super thin strip of black, and then 2 little black circles. I'm then applying these in the shape of a music note. The hair dispenser has 2 slots. I'm gonna put dark blue on one side and then a lighter blue on the other. Then I'm just gonna stick stuff to DJ's head. And here is my finished Play-Doh DJPON3. For my alicorn princess, I'm gonna make Queen Chrysalis because she's totally the obvious choice. For Chrissy's horn, I'm basically just sticking on a messed up piece of Play-Doh, and then I'm gonna mess it up even more once it's attached. I'm still not 100% sure what Chrysalis wears, but it kinda looks like a saddle made out of leaves. So I've mixed green and black to make it murkier, and then I'm just gonna stick strips to her sides. For the upper part, I'm going to throw on some lighter color just to give it some texture. And then I'm just going to cut it so that it'll fit kind of around her wings. And speaking of wings, I'm adding some white to the leftover green chunk, and then I'm going to spread it out and cut 4 teardrops. And next, I'm just gonna make eyeballs from balls again. And Chrysalis's legs are covered in holes, so I'm just gonna mix some black and white to make a gray color, and then I'm just gonna add dots all over her legs. And Chrysalis's hair is super stringy, so I'm just gonna mix a bunch of this leftover stuff that I have with black, and then I'm gonna roll it out really thin. And lastly, Chrysalis needs a crown. In the show, she actually has these spiky things with little blue dots on top, but I don't think that'll stand up with Play-Doh, so I'll just stick blue dots on top of the crown. And dun-dun-dun, Play-Doh Chrysalis is complete! Actually, she looks more like Philly Chrysalis, but hey, I tried! Well, that is it for Play-Doh Make and Style My Little Pony! If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, please click subscribe. You can also follow me on social media for behind the scenes, pictures, previews, and other junk. You guys have a good one.
Hi! If you're still watching, tell me who your favorite Play-Doh pony is. DJPON3, me, Derpy, Dr. Hooves, or Queen Chrysalis. Bye!